Hello everybody, this is Laura from McNeely Garden Studios, and whoever came not too long ago, a few minutes ago, thank you. I really appreciate it. Having some troubles, but we're going to do this again because I'm not a quitter. So what I was going to show you today is, and I'll go back to this for those of you who were not already here. This is just sort of a way that I manage my collage papers. This is just a serving tray from Dollar Tree, but from a long time ago. And so I have warm colors, cool colors, neutrals, and basically black and white. And so we're going to be doing some collage today, but I want to show you, go through some of the papers and show you the wide variety of things that you can do. I mean, this is just a printout from something else that I did, a different project, and I didn't use as many leaves as I printed. This is collage, excuse me, this is stencil, but over here in the green one, I know that I have a bag that came from a gift shop that looks like this. Sometimes words. I had some butterflies left over from some other things. This was a tree that I painted, an aspen. Hey, Jamie. And so I literally tore this apart and I've used it in some other things. You can use scrapbooking paper. This one was one that I just had, sometimes when I have extra paint, I just, you know, flick it on there or scrape it on there. This is a really good way to get started on your creative day. If you are feeling stressed or you just don't know what to paint, just paint anything. Just put it on there. This was black paper. I have white paint and I just drag some on there. And later on, you can end up using it in your collage. So I thought maybe, oh, this is a fun one. This is jelly plate, and this is the bottom of a candy dish. So I put the paint on there and put the candy dish on and printed it. We will be using some of these this coming month in March. I'm going to be showing you how to make some of these styles of papers. This also was done with a brayer. And you do that for collage. This also is another candy dish. This is a wonderful neutral thing, coffee filter. You recognize that stuff, Jamie? This one is kind of fun. This fall, I just took some really pretty leaves and put it on my copy machine, and it gives you a little texture, gives you some shading, some color. There's a hydrangea, oak leaf hydrangea bloom, so that was kind of fun. I drink a lot of tea, and so I always save my tea bags, open it up, and this one I just stamped some of my stamps on there. This I probably will use as a texture, but so when I have extra paint, I just scrape it onto a piece of copy paper, and then sometimes I'll layer it with stamps and paint. It's just super fun, silly things. I do save things like this when I go out and I get coffee or, you know, something for breakfast. I save, this was metallic on black. I really like this one. I use that kind of thing a lot. Again, you can use scrapbooking paper. Just trying to give you a wide variety of things. This spotted tissue paper is one of my favorites. I don't know, it just really adds a pop to the different things. I think, and here's another type of tissue paper. So those are good for neutrals. You can probably tell that I'm really more into blues and greens than any other color because that's what I have the most of. But this is one that we're going to be learning this coming month. And you, pardon me, you guys know that I have a membership called Art and Answers. And every month we have a different theme. And this month is going to be exploration, mainly in artistic manner. So this is really super fun. This has got paint and saran wrap, so clear cling wrap. This is another scraping. I had lots of different colors. This is a dark one that I just simply used a pen, Signo pen, stencil, and doodles. So we're going to be learning a lot of these different types of things. This is watercolor with salt on it. Here's another saran wrap one. And this is the one I took a picture of the other day and said I'm experimenting. Does anyone know? And this is what it is. It was acrylic ink and saran wrap. So, and when you're doing these papers, you want a wide variety of values, colors. I don't know where that one, here it is. So this one is very dark. This one actually has a pattern on it, but it's very light. This one might be considered in between. So see how pretty those go together? You want to have different values. This is one that we're going to learn this month, and it's, does anyone guess what this is? Hey, Sue. So this is a technique that we're going to learn. If you don't know it, I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to keep it a surprise. Sometimes you can actually, like I took a hole punch and I used those circles, but you can actually use this as well as part of your fodder, right? Here's a beautiful one. This also jelly print with a stamp. This was a magazine page. Can you see the pattern in there? So lots of different ideas. Let me see if there's anything else different. This was on a brayer. I just brayered it off there. So see any other techniques? Here's one that is wrinkled up and painted on. There's no order here, but except that's gonna fall off. Okay. I use a lot of metallics. This is dripping techniques. This is a comb. I mean, the possibilities are endless. It's just so fun. Once you get started doing all these things, then you just almost can't even stop. I'll put that back in the green one. And of course, stencils. This is another leaf that I painted and used as a stamp. Tissue papers are really great. Any kind of printing that you do. Here's the top of that tree. And I think I've kind of shown you most of, there we go. There's that print from the copy machine from fall. I think most of these are, oh, this is also on jelly print. This is where I put paper on top of this, the stencil, and rubbed over it. And so you can see you have a really faint design there. So I just thought maybe we would go through and give you some ideas of how to do this. And I like to do it in threes myself. And these are going to go together. And so you kind of want, if it's going to be a series, you kind of want the same elements on all three but not all in the same place. Let me move these down just a little. So I just finished with a blue one and a red one. So we're gonna move those over there. I think maybe we'll do black and white, and maybe we'll add some type of a accent color. I'm not sure which, but that's the fun thing about collage. When you sit down to do it, you don't have any idea where it's going to end up. Hey Sheila. So this was the jelly print that I did with the candy dish, and I like to go ahead and tear these and put at least one on each of the elements that are going to go together. So perhaps that will go like that. We may end up with something over here like this. And you just keep all these little pieces. Because later you can make them into something else. We'll tear up this edge. I want that little star to show. So you see how we're already starting to make it go together, because they have similar elements. I think I'll do it like that. All right. What else do we have in here? I like this one. And the way I do it, I like to tear it and put it off of the page, and then just cut it and make it tidy later. That's just me. All right. And so you're looking for elements of contrast, right? I think we're gonna need some tissue. And that's another thing, I have painted tissue before. I might actually use this. And you can, that way you can customize it however you want it. So even though this is not black and white, it's still gonna give an element of interest. Thank you guys for being patient with me earlier. We're having some challenging things going on in my life, and my cat is like picking up on them. And she wants to be near me, soothe me, which I suppose is very nice. Animals seem to know that. They just have an idea. I kind of like these butterflies, even though we can do black and neutrals. That would be really nice. I like that. So if we're going to use the neutrals, see how it just happens in front of your eyes? And I didn't even have a plan, which I rarely do have a plan when I do collage. I just want this to be a little closer to the butterfly itself. Anyway, so oh. Excuse me. There we go. So since we're using neutrals as well, I think I'm going to put some of this paper bag in there. I think we'll put that on top so we get the torn edge, you know. like that torn edge better. So see, you just keep playing with it. Sometimes you get an idea and you just change everything. All right, so I'm not keeping up with what I told you. So we've got this on the top, this one on the bottom, and I'm gonna kind of put this one more in the middle. This may or may not make it into there. And so since I have the brown paper bag on the bottom here, I'm gonna put that on the top. And this one more in the middle. So just because we have the whole butterfly there, I'm thinking maybe just part of one. Let me see if I have another one. Surely I do. That's a fun part too. You just never know what you're gonna find in here. We can use this. And how about, see how things change? I can put it like that, and I can keep the tag. That would be cool. So when you use tissue paper for this kind of thing, when you put the medium down, it makes the tissue clear. So whatever's there, it just sort of blends into the substrate. Yeah, I like that. Here's my favorite tissue, I told you. This finds its way into almost everything. I feel like I'm being really boring today, you guys. I'm sorry I'm not being entertaining. But hopefully you're learning something anyway. Hey, Teresa. See how that just gives it a little oomph? I don't know what it is about it, but I just love that stuff. So I'd like to put some in this one. I think maybe along anything. Maybe we'll put a little stripe in this one. Maybe you could even do that. And some there. Oh, how about here? So my advice is, I'm gonna put a bigger piece there. My advice is, once you get this all kind of sorted out, take a photo of it. You have to take a photo of it, or you will never get all these pieces back in the same place. I want to see if I have, surely I have more butterflies. I know I do. I just can't find them. Oh, here's another one. I knew it. Just kind of wanting to put like a half of one. And what's nice about collage is if you tear it, doesn't matter, you're gonna glue it together, you're gonna glue it down anyways. Just leave it on there and you can glue it down. I'm gonna leave his little antennae. Antennae, that's so fun to say. All right, poor little guy. I'm gonna tear him right down the middle. And what I'm wondering is if it won't look good, it needs to be on a darker piece. What I'm wondering is have half of this one over here and the other half of him on the other side. Can you tell I like spots? Spots, circles, whatever you want to call it. We may have to just get something black. And this is what's fun about it. You get to change your mind, move things around. I like the edge of that tissue right there. May do something like that. And, oops. I see this one being inched out. Do you notice that? It's not making it. I'll put that on top of there. See, and I like that they're not even. Like maybe even put this one on the top would be better. Yep. So, like I often do, I will probably be finishing this a little later, and you will be able to come back and see. I'm also going to post later, if you're interested, the piece of celery that I did last week's painting with. I'm not sure I can grab it real quick. Anyway, I put it in water, and you can't believe how much it's grown already. I'll post the whole thing so you can see it. But, so, I've got a piece of magazine right there. And what I ordinarily do is, now, at this point, I kind of like how it's going. And I will end this and take a photograph of it. Then I tend to kind of stick it down. Not necessarily get it all down, but just kind of stick it down where I want it with a glue stick and make sure it's exactly how it needs to be. And then I will take my dedicated brush and materials and use matte medium and kind of stick it up under the edges and then do the one whole layer on top. Then you can embellish it once it's all dry. You can add stamps, you can add metallic pen, you can add baubles and beads, and I mean just any kind of thing that you want. So I will tell you, thank you so much for your grace this morning. I'm really trying to take care of myself so that I can better serve you, and I always appreciate when you come by. Hello, Loretta. I really appreciate it. I can't tell you how much. So thank you so much for coming by, and be looking a little bit later today. I'll post this finished project and the one from last week with the celery, and I'll show you the celery that's been in the water for 1 week and how much it has grown. So thank you so much, you guys, and I'll see you soon. It's Laura from McNeely Garden Studio on Tuesday at 10. I'll see you again next week. Bye.